Hello dear students, good morning to all of you. As we have started the chapter 2, that is forms of business organization, in which in the previous class we have studied regarding sole proprietorship business, or we can say sole trade business. It means the business which is completely controlled and owned by one person. So on the basis of capital investment and capital requirement, or findings the business each and everywhere, sole proprietorship business, we have studied. Now today we will learn the next form of business organization, that is partnership business. Partnership, under this partnership business, as it is clear with its name, that the number of members must be at least 2, because a single person cannot create partnership business. For this business at least 2 members are required. So in this business we will study how a partnership business is created, its definition, its features, and its merits and demerits, and what are the terms and conditions required for creation of any kind of partnership business, how a person can be partner in the business, how many types of partner. But today we will learn only till its merits and demerits of partnership business. So let's first of all we start from the meaning and definition of partnership. Partnership means the kind of business where at least 2 or more persons are required, or when 2 or more persons combine together and start a business with the motive to earn and distribute profit is known as partnership business. But in this context, the business must be valid. Suppose that if 2 persons are combining but they are doing the partnership for any illegal activities, then it will not be under the Partnership Act. It will be under the fraudulent activities or under the criminal code, because business must be valid. Business does not mean for illegal term. Business means legal term. So when 2 or more persons combine together to do a valid legal business, where business is carried by all or any one of them with the motive to earn and distribute profit, is known as partnership business. So as it is clear with its definition, now let's come on the features of partnership business. As I have already told the so many terms in the during the definition of partnership business. So from this definition we find the following features of partnership business. First is 2 or more persons. This is the first feature of partnership business, that there must be at least 2 members in a partnership firm, and the maximum number of members in the business can be 10 or 20. Now it is the matter of maximum will be 10 or 20. Then if the partnership firm or the partnership business has been established for in the field of banking sector, providing financial facilities, then the maximum number of members will be 10. But if the partnership business is started as general business, not in financial sector, then the maximum number of members will be 20 as per Partnership Act 1932. But recently, Companies Act 2013 has been implemented, and due to the effect of Companies Act 2013, recent amendment of 2014, section 215, that the maximum number of members in a partnership business can be 50. Either it is financial business or it is general business. But the maximum number of members will be 50 only with effect from Companies Act 2013, recent amendment 2014. Okay. But in the case of Partnership Act 1932, it restricts its number of members maximum to 10 or 20. In banking business, maximum number of members can be 10, or in general business, maximum number of members can be 20. Now next point is agreement. It is an agreement means what? If two or more persons are combining together to operate a business, then there must be an agreement. Agreement, or we can say a kind of deed for smooth functioning of the business. In this agreement, the partners contains or writes their rights and duties. So for partnership business, the agreement is mandatory. Now, since Partnership Act 1932 says that there is no mandatory of any agreement should be written, because regarding the registration of partnership firm, it is voluntary. That's why the deed must be written. It is not mandatory. Therefore, the agreement must be held between the partners, but it may be either oral or in written. Next is lawful business. As I have already told you that partnership business, it means if one or more persons are combining together, their motive must be a lawful, must to start a lawful business. It means business must be valid before the law. There should not be any kind of criminal activities or any kind of invalid or illegal business activities. Suppose that operating the business of chemist and druggist but without the certificate of chemist and druggist, operating the business of toxins, these all are a kind of illegal and invalid business. So if the partnership business are going to be created or formed for this purpose, this will not be lawful. So business must be lawful. Next feature is decision making and control. As we have studied in sole proprietorship business, that in that business the decision making and control over the business was in one hand, but in partnership business the decision making and controlling rights are in the hands of partners. It means only one partner cannot make decision for growth and development of business or for any kind of activity of the business. They must have to take the permission, they must have to get the suggestion from all the members, and then they come to then they can come to a common point and can take the decision of the organization. So, regarding decision making and control, their participation is mandatory. It means each and every partner has the right to participate in management and decision making of the organization. Next is unlimited liability. Since in partnership business, their responsibilities or their controllings are limited, that's why liabilities are unlimited. Because if the business is going to be started as partners under the Partnership Act, and if the profit occurred, this is the partner who will be responsible for all the profit, and they will be responsible also for any kind of loss. Suppose that if any partner has introduced rupees 10,000 as capital in the business, but suppose that after 2 or 3 years of the business, if the business got loss of rupees 2 lakh, and in which one partner contribution must be rupees 66,000 or 70,000, then they have to pay it, whether they have to use personal property for fulfilling the liability. So liability of the partners are unlimited. Next is mutual agency. This is one of the most important term of partnership firm. If any partnership is created, if any partnership business is created, then there must be a mutual understanding of each and every partner, between each and every partner, because every partner is an implied agent of other partners and of the firm. Because suppose that if one of the partner is absent any day, then the other partner should have to perform as an agent that day, and they have to maintain all the works of that particular partner. So each and every partners are principals and agent for each other, and this can be done due to mutual agency, due to mutual trust. Until or unless there is no mutual trust, it is quite impossible to operate a partnership business. This is the mutual understanding which makes a good relation between persons, and which enforce them to create a kind of business. Next is lack of continuity. This is one of the most important feature of partnership business. In context of sole proprietorship business, the continuity or the existence of the business is uncertain, because whenever owner is not feeling well, the business cannot be started, or business is started but business cannot continue that day. But in case of partnership, if any one partner is feeling not well, in the case of death or in the case of lunacy, if they are not feeling well, then again the business will be continued. There is no lack of continuity, or the business cannot discontinue in the case of absence of any partner or death of any partner. But in the case of death of owner in under sole proprietorship business, the continuity is in danger. So in partnership firm, the continuity is not in danger. The business will be continued. So dear students, now I think the feature of partnership firm you have studied. Now it is clear to all of you. Now let's start merits of partnership If the business is started under partnership business, then there must be some merits. Until or unless no one can start those terms which do not have any kind of merits. So let's study the merits of partnership. First is easy of formation and closure, as in the case of sole proprietorship business. Partnership business is also easy to form or easy to close. It can be wind up at any time on the decision of the partner. No one can force them to make the business continue. It completely depends on the decision of the partner. So it can be easily formed and close or wind up. Next is large financial resources. In sole proprietorship business, since one person was responsible or introducing all the resources for the business, that's why the resources were meager or less in quantity. But in case of partnership business, the number of members will increase the number of financial resources. As the funds as capital is required, more partners will contribute more funds for the business. So large financial resources are created in this business. Next is balanced decision. Balanced decision means if one person is taking decision, it is no doubt that decision can be taken quickly. But as we know that the hasty action can make or can create a kind of danger for the business. Or hasty action is, it is the statement that hasty action is the cause of repentance. So, dear students, we do not have to repentance on the business. In this case, partnership business is suitable because there are the number of members who are responsible for each and every kind of decision, and they take part in every decision. So decision will be balanced because each and every decision is related to the growth and development of the business, and each and every one is important. So no one can deny, no one can ignore anyone's decision, and on the basis of the majority of the term, decision can be taken so that decision will be in balanced situation. Next is sharing of risk. In the case of risk, if the business is getting profit, no doubt profits are going to be distributed among the partners. But in the case of loss, as we know that business is the place of uncertainty. If we are getting opportunity of profit, then there must be a risk of loss. And in the case of risk of loss, since here number of members are there, that's why the business risk can be minimized. They are ready to share the business, and that's why it reduces the burden or it reduces the stress of any kind of risk or loss. Next is secrecy. Secrecy of the business can be maintained about business affairs, as they are not required to publish their accounts or to file any report to the government. Because in partnership form, since it is not mandatory to be registered, that's why there is no need to maintain any kind of publication of business records, and that's why secrecy of the business can be maintained easily. Now let's start its demerits. As we know that each and everything has some merits and demerits. So as we have studied its merits, Now let's discuss its demerits so that the decision can be taken that which business is suitable for the commencement. So first limitation or first demerit of partnership business is limited resources. This is also a kind of demerit. In case of partnership business, resources are very less, resources are very limited. So because if number of members are increasing, but each and every member will contribute according to their capacity, and since their areas are limited, their working capacities are limited, they will contribute the limited resources because the number of members are limited. The number of members can be 10 or 20. Therefore, the resources will be introduced by them only. They cannot make extra contribution. Next is unlimited liability. This is one of the most important limitation of partnership business too. As in sole proprietorship business, unlimited liability is there. In the case of partnership business, there is also unlimited liability. As I had given the example that if someone has introduce rupees 10,000 as capital, and if the business is getting loss of rupees 2 lakh and each member has to contribute rupees 60 or 70,000, then in that case they have to bear all the losses, whether they have to contribute, whether they have to use their personal property for settlement of the liability or the loss of the business. They have to do it. So liability of the partnership business is unlimited. Suppose that if any person become insolvent, then for maintaining his loss, so for fulfilling his loss, share of loss, the rest solvent partner will be responsible, and for this they have to introduce their personal assets if it is required. Next is lack of continuity. Lack of continuity, here partnership ends with the death or insolvency or lunacy in the case of lunacy of partner. Because if any partner become lunatic means mad. If any partner become lunatic, then in the case of lunacy, remaining partner cannot take decision to retire the lunatic partner from the business, because for retirement the consent of the lunatic partner is mandatory. But as we know that Indian Penal Code completely prohibit it, or for Indian Contract Act 1872, at the time of agreement, any kind of agreement, the person must be in sound mind. Sound mind means in their complete sense, and the lunatic person is not in their sense. That's why the business cannot be continued. In that case, the business will wind up. If any partner become insolvent, also the business is going to be going for wind up. And if any one of the partner found in illegal activities, then whether a remaining partner wants to continue the business, they can't do it. They have to wind up the business. So there is continuity found, but lack of continuity is also there. Next is lack of public confidence. Lack of public confidence means a partnership are not required to publish their report account. That's why the public cannot trust on partnership firm, because until or unless if they are not seeing, if they are not getting the proper information of the accounts of the business, then it is quite impossible to take the decision regarding investment in the business. So these are the some basic terms which was related to a partnership form. So dear students, now I think you all have got it, but still if any doubt creates, you can ask to me, and you have to try to write some more features, more merits and demerits of the partnership if you can. Thank you.